The United States of America 4, Germany 1. And you know what? I'm very disappointed at this result as a fan of the German national team. This was, I don't know, this was, I think, one of the most embarrassing displays I've ever seen by the German national team in terms of like how they should have gone with the game. Like, this United States of America team is really good, and I think they're probably the second best in the world behind Spain. But how Germany just gave away the game was genuinely embarrassing. I don't know, the scoreline shows like 4-1, but it could have been like very well be prevented in a sense. So yeah, I think we're gonna go through some points regarding this game, how Germany essentially lost the game. So basically, with a scoreline of 4-1, you could have probably said, okay, this was a terrible dismantling. But this was a self-inflicted dismantling. I'm sorry, because the first goal was, I think that was a really brilliant play between Rose Lavelle and Trinity Rodman. And that, you know, the dangers coming from the wing with the pace that they have, I think Feli Rauch was kind of exposed here due to, I think, her not having that much game time, because over the last half year or so after her move to North Carolina Courage, she has been, you know, kind of dislodged by Sarai Linda. And with Linda being the primary choice for the position, it was kind of obvious that Rauch was kind of off her game. So the US kind of exposed that side. 1-0 was a deserved goal. Probably the center defenders could have done better. But Germany fought back quite well and got a goal through quite a mild effort, I would say, through Julia Gwynn, who is probably the best player in this German side for this game. And yeah, Neuer could have or should have stopped that, but 1-0, I think Germany should have capitalized. But yeah, that 2-1, Kati Hendrich, I really like you as a player and way more as a person, but that was your fault. And a lot of the defensive mishaps that happened this game was her fault. Yeah, Sophia Smith just went through on goal, fired a shot off Berger, and yeah, Mallory Swanson, you shouldn't give her a second chance, and like, she's gonna bury that easily. 2-1's a really assailable lead for the Germans to overcome. But then there was the effort by Sophia Smith, curled towards goal, and unfortunately the deflection was too hard, and yeah, it was 3-1, and I think it was it was over. But Germany fought back in the second half, tried a few more chances, but it seemed like the team had no idea what they're doing. Like, this was like the Iceland game all over again. Like, there was no it seemed like there was no vision, there was no aggression, there was no mindset.
There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression.
I know, it's very amateurish in terms of the display that the German team showed. Like, no one on that team played well. Like, Berger was kind of off her game. She tried a few things. The entire defense was catastrophic. Like, Hendrich was obviously the main culprit behind those goals, but Hegering was not much better. Gwynn was defensively also quite suspect, but she offered a lot going forward, so she gets the benefit of the doubt. And then you have Rauch, who's quite rusty because she hasn't played much internationally. And I think the midfield, I think this is one of my most biggest concerns regarding like the lineup, because Pop is not a natural number 6 and should play more up front or in a more offensive position than the number 6 she plays, because Germany has a lot of players who can play that role, even though that's not as well as Oberdorf. Minge can play that position, Zenz can play that position, Nusken can play that position. Yeah, I think like playing Nusken as a duo with Lea Schuller, that just doesn't make sense. On top of that, the wingers were kind of, they tried a few chances. They weren't awful, even though Clara Bull was at fault for the final goal. Yeah, Jule Brandt tried a lot in this game, but ultimately wasn't clinical enough. I think there's a lot to fix before the Zambia game, because Zambia is, as a team, they only have one way to play. Like, that's pace and inshallah, basically, right? And if they cannot cope with, I think like Trinity Rodman, Mallory Swanson, Sophia Smith, that's like the best front three possible from any lineup. Like, but yeah, I think like this combination of Swanson, Rodman, and Smith, that's just an Avengers level threat. So yeah, I think when you look back into this game, like, you cannot deny the US's excellent play. Like, their build-up play was really good. Like, when they move forward, they move from a 4-3-3 to like a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 with Rodman and Dunn operating as this, like, the wing backs, and then you have like Fox, Germa, and Davidson holding up for Nair. And shouts to Naomi Germa. She's like, I think, like I saw on Reddit, like, she's probably one of the most important players in that US team because of her composure, of her presence on and off the ball, and her build-up play was really excellent as well. So it genuinely feels like the US is coming back, and I won't be surprised if they win the entire thing and go through this group stage with 9 points. All of them played well. Like, Lavelle was dangerous in that midfield. Coffee had a few suspect moments, but she was ultimately quite good as well. But it's so cool seeing the US being good again. But yeah, obviously Germany needs a lot to be improved on come the Zambia game, because even though a draw would suffice to go through, it'll be essential for them to win, to show that they're a team that can go far in this tournament. They can get a medal, probably not gold or even like silver, but bronze is definitely on the cards, because I don't think anyone else except the US and Spain are undefeatable. France should be doable. Just look at Canada. Canada is actually a threat. They can go as out. They're minus 6 points, but they can still be good. And then you have contenders like Colombia. You have like Japan, obviously also got that important win against Brazil. It's anyone's game, but obviously the US and Spain are going to be the favorites. Right, I think that's it for this round of video, this ranty video. Obviously not impressed with the German team, but thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. You can follow me on Instagram as well. And yeah, see you and goodbye.